tax champion, and welcome to the Great Australian Nightmare. That's right, you've heard of the Great Australian Dream, haven't you? Make sure you try to pay off your home loan. Number one thing, pay off your home loan, you get told, because you want to own your own little piece of dirt here in Australia. Getting harder, isn't it? Especially in Melbourne and Sydney. But the Great Australian Dream is to pay down that home loan and you've got your house. And here's a definition straight out of that most reliable of sources, Wikipedia, for the Great Australian Dream. Let's just have a quick look at it. There we go, folks. Look at that. Plenty of security, plenty of success for the Great Australian Dream. But I'm here today to tell you, if you've got a growing small business, now you need about a couple of $100,000 in profit, but if you've got a growing small business and a home loan debt and you want that Great Australian Dream, that is a Great Australian Nightmare. I'll give you a couple of examples. Many years ago, I had a client who inherited a business from his old man, and it was a cracking business. So he went from just earning a basic salary to going on and running the business. And this business, it was making some serious profit for he and his family, about $600,000 to $700,000 a year. And back in the day, I said to the client, look, you really should not pay off your home loan first, try to develop your investments. And no, he knew better because he'd been brainwashed by the Great Australian Dream. So the next few years, he paid off his home loan, paid an enormous amount of tax, but he paid off his home loan. The business continued to improve, and he decided to go and buy another home. This time, it was a much bigger block. He wanted a tennis court and a swimming pool, and went to another level of what he thought was the Great Australian Dream. So off he went, held on to the original property, bought the new one, took out a bigger loan, and put all the money in from the business, the extra money from the business, into paying down that private debt. Huge amount of tax payments. Hold on a minute. Okay, that was just Jace. Apologise for that. So he paid off that second home loan. He'd held on to the first property, paid down the second home loan, paid a huge amount of tax, and thought he was going well. But the GFC hit, the business ran into extremely tough times. It then ran into problems with the internet and other issues of which our client had not a lot of control over. The client's business started to go down, and eventually the business went under. And what happened to the client? The client lost their house as well. And during that period, my estimates were about $800,000 to $900,000 extra tax was paid by searching for that Great Australian Dream. An absolute nightmare. But here's a second example. Many years ago again, one of my clients had a very successful growing small business, and we said, look, try to put your money into investments. Trust structures were put in place. She put the money into investments, held off on paying off the home loan, and ran a very successful business for a good 3 to 4 years. Now, her husband got ill, and they needed to sell the business. And they moved up north from Melbourne up to far north Queensland to have a more relaxed environment to look after this lady's husband's illness. They sold the business for about $1 million. They then went up to Queensland, and we dealt with all her tax issues, and she came out of it really well. She paid off her home loan back here in Melbourne, and she would have been $600,000 or $700,000 better off. So the point is, if you've got a growing small business, it's likely that you want to pay your home loan off first, and I'm saying do not do it. In fact, what you should do is do the opposite. Don't pay your home loan off. Don't listen to those accountants or those people in the street saying, I want the Great Australian Dream. You know, the interest is not deductible on your home loan, so pay it down first. And I've got a little video actually that might help you out there to understand how to get to an opposite point of view. Okay, let's see if you can cope with this one. Little video, and let's see what you think of it. Here we go.
You know, that woman just looked at you.
So what? What am I supposed to do?
Go talk to her.
Elaine, bald men with no jobs and no money who live with their parents don't approach strange women.
Well, here's your chance to try the opposite. Instead of tuna salad and being intimidated by women, chicken salad and going right up to them.
Yeah, I should do the opposite. I should.
If every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right.
Yes, I will do the opposite. I used to sit here and do nothing and regret it for the rest of the day. So now I will do the opposite, and I will do something. Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice that you were looking in my direction.
Oh, yes, I was. You just ordered the same exact lunch as me.
My name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents.
I'm Victoria. Hi.
There you go. So you're George in that video. Now, I'm not saying you're bald. Don't come at me on social media or anything like that. I'm not saying you're bald. But I am Victoria. And now, I'm not as good looking as Victoria, I understand that. But if you come and climb the stairs and come and see us at Paris Financial, I will have someone a lot better looking sitting next to me. And that'll be either Ken or Emily. Check them out on the website. But if you chase the great Australian dream, you could be costing yourself 15 to 20% cash per year. And that is the great Australian nightmare. Tune in next time to Tax Champion, and I'll go through mechanically how this works and how you can save money by not paying off your home loan. Thanks for coming.